Good morning, everybody, and happy January 21st, 2022. I am Elena, for those who don't know me, and welcome to my page and welcome to this video if you guys are new here. So you're probably wondering, why am I dressed in a beanie and why am I dressed this way first thing this morning? Well, I really felt super called to come on here and kind of, in a sense, share this morning routine energy that I have, that I do every single morning with you guys. I wanted to share a little bit of my process of what I do every single day, because I think this is one of the biggest, I would say, questions I get a lot. Good morning, Krista. I get a lot of these questions on how do you get motivated when you're just not feeling it? What is your process? What does your routine look like? And a lot of these questions come up, especially when I do coaching clients, I work with them. And so all of the methods I'm about to share with you guys is something I've really honed in on for the last year and a half of my life. I've always been connected to this process, but I would definitely say for the last year and a half of my life, I have massively committed to this. And since I've committed, I have noticed a dramatic shift and change in my life that I believe had to come from this personal desire deep down inside of me. Nobody could have created this for me. Nobody could do this for me. It was something that I had to choose. And so it was something that I remember just feeling like, okay, like if you want change, be the change. And I really believe in that quote. And every day, every single day, I remember having to wake up and choose every morning to make change happen in my life. Whether it was something, and I had started a long time ago talking about 20 minutes a day of moving your body. I started with 5 minutes a day, whether it was just stretching, getting up, committing to 5 minutes a day of stretching, and that turned into 10 minutes, and then that turned into a 10-minute walk or a 20-minute walk, and now I'm up to like 40 minutes plus. And now that was like a 2-day-a-week thing that became a 3-day-a-week thing that started me to become more connected to really wanting to see a different perspective about, I would say, moving my body and understanding why I want to move my body. And so it became like a workout plan, if that makes any sense. So it just all kind of started to happen. And I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but I just wanted to share, this was a year and a half ago, maybe longer, I don't even know exactly when, but I just remember knowing I wanted change to happen in my life. And I really needed to understand my relationship with the desire of what it means to change old habits, change my old story, create a new story, all of it. And instead of focusing on the big picture, that was the pie in the sky, trust me. But I literally had to choose. I had to be so present in this moment, and I had to choose little nuggets to focus on each day. And then the next day I would focus on another nugget. And then the next day after that, I would choose 2 little moments to focus on. And that became this big, boulder that shifted. It just started happening. Krista said, I had a different plan this morning and it didn't go as I hoped. I started spiraling down. I chose again, meditated, listened to Gabby, and now you're live. Yes, I love that. It's so awesome. I love when that happens. Oh, and Krista, that is because your soul is present and awake, and you're listening to it. And because of that, it's just this connection that's happening. And that is like the biggest thing. When you choose to become present in your moment and you ask yourself and you see and you feel like what is happening without judgment to yourself, to your body, to your mind, your thoughts, all that's happening, you understand what your soul needs to become more connected and aligned, and it will naturally show you the path, and that's why you're here. So it's so perfect. Love, love, love when that happens. Thank you for sharing, Krista. I so appreciate that. adds to the energy of this purpose of this video. So thank you so very much. I want to just share this energy that I have this morning because I remember I used to think like I would watch people on social media that were just making drastic change happen in their life. And I just was like, well, how are they making it happen? And listen, and this is coming from somebody who does this for a living. I really wanted to understand the relationship of and desire of change. And what I heard so loud and clear from my guides is it begins with us. It begins with us being honest with where we are at in our life right now. What is your false story that you're telling yourself today? Don't worry about tomorrow or a week ahead or the last month, like just today. And knowing that you want something different, you want to feel more connected, you want to feel more joyful, and you're not asking for perfection because perfection doesn't belong here. It's not even something, it's something that I've really understood that perfect is about other things, the need to be perfect, the need to have the perfect look, the perfect house, the perfect plan, the perfect everything. It's not about that. It's about seeing that your highest potential is possible and you can be connected to it any moment at any day. And it doesn't matter if your house is a freaking mess. It doesn't matter if you had a fight with your husband or partner the night before. It doesn't matter if your kids are off track. It doesn't matter. None of it matters because that has nothing to do with it. Today, all it's about is you being connected to source, to the highest wisdom, to the highest energy that is always available to us. And in that energy, that's that spiritual connection. We remember who we are. We remember our personal power. We remember we have purpose. We remember we don't have to be perfect. We start practicing self-love again. We have more compassion for ourselves when we realize we're really having a hard time right now, and that's okay. It's not about perfect. This is not about perfect. And I have understood this more than ever in this last year and a half because I used to be so hard on myself. I felt like I had to be this perfect coach, this perfect business, this perfect thing, and everything had to be perfect for me to be able to be who I needed to be in my business. And I learned I don't have to be. I just need to show up to be my most authentic self. And I need to just trust that divine guidance and divine connection. And in that, I will show up. I will serve. I will show up to myself. I will show up in ways that the universe has bigger plans and purpose for me. And since I've practiced this entire practice, it's just made everything so much more beautiful. I have deeper connections than I've ever had in my life. I'm able to be more compassionate towards myself, less critical of myself. I'm able to see all of my hard work paying off in ways that in the past I would have never seen that as hard work. I would have criticized it. I just see everything different now, and it's not even perfect, but it's better than it was, and it's healthier than it ever was. And the way I started is what I'm about to show you guys, and it's something that I literally am going to show you guys in the One Bright Soul program, which is why this is honestly not a marketing experience this morning for One Bright Soul, I promise, but this is the reason I created One Bright Soul is because I'm sharing my method that I've worked on really hard for the last year and a half of my life, and I'm going to show it with you guys. And I want this energy of no perfection to be here. I want this energy of loving yourself so much that you see that you want more for yourself and knowing that it's come 100% here and ready for you to awaken to. And that is what this is about. And what I'm going to show you guys this morning, I will be totally raw and honest. This morning, oh my gosh, I did not want to work out. I haven't worked out yet. I sat on my couch. I had my coffee, which I love my coffee in the morning, on my little spot on the couch. And I just sometimes just want to sit there and, you know, you just have your moments where you're just like, oh God, I just want to go rest, but I can't. And it's not that I don't ever give myself time to rest, but I know that that's an old story that I can lean back on, right? Easily. That's an old habit. But I remember that that old habit led me to really dark places. So it's something I have to every morning. I hear my messages come up. I hear my raw, honest experiences that are emotions that are coming up, and I acknowledge them now. And I hear them, I acknowledge them, and I say, thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing up that you are struggling this morning. Thank you for struggling that you don't want to work out. Thank you for showing up that you just want to rest today. And I ask myself a little bit more, what is that desire for rest about? So then what I do is I think about my day ahead and I ask myself, how can I honor that desire for rest somehow in my day today? And it might be around 2:00 where I have more of an opening. And maybe that looks like tea time by myself and putting on my favorite show and zoning out for an hour. I'm being honest. So I find nuggets throughout the day, times to honor that need to just let go and rest, and whether it's a nap or whatever that is. And so I no longer say, nope, I have to just push through. I say, okay, well, how can I honor that feeling? And then I find a way in the day to honor that. So because if we deny that desire within us to rest, that is going to create actually a bad habit. And that's something we don't want to do. We want to honor, because our soul is different from the mental mind. The mental mind is actually ego-based. So it tells this constant narrative and story of like, oh, you're tired. Oh, you shouldn't do anything today. But the soul knows that it can work hard today, but it can also honor and speak up that it does need rest somehow, some way. And so I hope that makes sense to you. So long story short, I know, here we go. So I'm going to share with you guys what I have. And again, I'm at a 1.5 years into this. I don't expect anyone ever to be at this place, but I just want to show you where I'm at now. And so I used to have 1,000 journals I never committed to. And that's, I think the thing is that we want to start a practice and we want to journal, we want to do all this stuff. But the truth is some of us die down. And it's in that desire to die down is when we need to evaluate and investigate what's happening now. What is it? What are we getting bored with something? Is this rhythm and routine not working for me? How could I tweak it up? And so that's where you want to start to ask yourself those investigation type questions, right? Because again, that's when your soul's speaking up and you need to listen to it and find new ways to recreate this new energy or this zest to kind of come up and come alive again. So let me just show you what I do. So I have this, I have a Beachbody coach. Again, this is also not a marketing thing for Beachbody, but during that 1.5 years process of really wanting to find myself again, I decided to join Beachbody just to have personal workouts at home during COVID. Probably can't say that word. Anyway, so she has this really amazing journal, and I do it now, and I have to write down every single day my top 10 mini things I want to work on. And then I have to write out what is it that I want to do, right? So that's what I do. I write down for instance, career. I write down what is my mini goal for my career? And I write down what do I want to do, right? Maybe it's going live more. Maybe it's sharing more content with you guys. Maybe it's, and I am very specific. I write, share a video today. And that's what I did. I'm like, okay. And I heard the call. I heard the call this morning. You're going to share a video. And I was like, okay, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to honor that. And I don't know what the video is going to be about, but as I was moving through the rest of my morning, I heard because I'm super connected, right? I'm in my zone. The message that came in is you're going to share part of your routine because people need to hear it. Someone needs to hear it out there about this energy that you can give forth about your morning routine. And then the next thing could be about maybe another mini goal is my finances. Well, I need to finish my taxes. And today I'm not asking myself to spend 2 hours on taxes. I'm like, okay, how much time can you dedicate? All right, 45 minutes. Perfect. I wrote 45 minutes down, and I don't criticize anything that I didn't get done. If I shoot for 45 minutes, that's what I get done, and I move along. But I hit my mini goals every day somehow. This morning, I'm gonna hit my mini goal of my health. I'm gonna go for a walk. And it's also gonna serve as a place to connect with myself and be in my own space and listen to an amazing podcast to boost my energy because I have clients today. So I find ways to constantly serve my personal energy. I'm awakening to what it needs. And I find nuggets throughout the day to serve it. And every day is not perfect. I have days where I am done, like I can't. And I have to honor that I really cannot. But there are days where I do find new ways to recreate this motivation, this energy, and all this, and I'm aware of it. And one of the things is writing down every day, like my list of what do I have to do, what are my top 10 mini goals. Again, I may not get through, I might only get to 3, but I look at it now from a different perspective of like, wow, like, I got 3 things done today. And because of that, I'm super motivated now because I saw the progress I was able to make in my taxes for 45 minutes. I'm almost done. And it creates this motivation to like go further the next day. And then in the 45 minutes of that, working on my taxes, I find a new system I want to work on. Or I'm like, all right, or I have, even like just this week, I worked on my taxes and I put my little timer on. And I told my husband afterwards, I was like, wow, I've come really far as a business owner to understand taxes and creating a system. I never had an idea of how to understand how to organize my taxes for my business like 3-4 years ago. And now I'm here. Like, I'm super proud of myself. So it's not just about doing taxes. There's something else that's going to come up from that. And this, like every day I work out in the morning, whether I pushed 100% or I did 60%, but I moved my body. And I will tell you that in moving my body, I receive so much downloads in my walks, or so many downloads when I'm doing my beach body workout for the morning. I hear messages, I find new inspiration. I think about new topics I want to talk about with you guys, or even classes I want to create. And I write down, I jot them down. Again, it's about finding a routine to create momentum in your life, not from a place of perfection, not from a place of making things to be a perfect outcome. It's about allowing ourselves to tap in to a routine that fits our soul's needs for the purpose of awakening, creating, tapping into new energy, releasing old energy, having purpose, finding our rhythm. It's all about, the whole purpose of this is to be the best version of yourself. And you know, and I know so many of you out there who are gonna either watching now or gonna watch down the road, you know when you're on your A game, not like meaning perfect. I'm talking like you're really showing up for yourself. You know how good it feels. The best part about all of this, and the thing I've learned is, it's again, when you release this need to have an expectation for things to be perfect, and you really surrender the need for it to have a perfect outcome or for things to be perfect, and you just are so proud that you're just showing up when you come at it from that place, it just changes everything. And you actually have more fun with your routine. And every morning now, I write out my 10 mini goals. I write out my to-do list. I write out what I've got on my day today. And then I spend, like, this is a really long page, but I just did the 21-day Gabby Bernstein. Part 2 continued. Okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted and it was super weird. So anyways, I was just a continuation of what I was saying is that my journal work takes 10 minutes to complete. And I will tell you, because I write all of this stuff down, it is literally like a game changer. I get so much stuff done. And I will tell you that since I've done this, I have been able to hit goals that I wasn't trying to push for in a way of being aggressive towards them or frantic. I was really in the surrender process. So my story for you this morning is I want you to dig deep. And I want you guys to find out your story that you're telling yourself today. How did you wake up? What was your story you told yourself? And what is the next best feeling? What would feel good for you to do today? Don't make it perfect. Don't do something overwhelming. Ask yourself, what is one thing you can do today to make yourself feel really proud of yourself? And do it. And if it means going for a walk for 10 minutes, go for a walk for 10 minutes. If it means hanging out with your kids and really being present with them, do that. If it feels like you want to get back into, I don't know, your spiritual practice, set a timer and meditate for 1 minute and journal afterwards. Like, do something for yourself today that makes you feel so good and proud of yourself. Do not come into it with an energy of perfection, expectation. Surrender those needs, surrender those false desires, and just show up for yourself in a way that it makes your energy and soul feel so good. And just put it on the calendar. Write a list right now of what you've got going on. Ask yourself what your soul needs. Throw in a nap, throw in eating healthy, write out like for 30 minutes, I'm going to do such and such and such, whatever it is. And then do it. And then be proud of yourself and see how it feels. And then at the end of the day, I want you to tell me, how did the rest of your day go? That one thing that you did for yourself will create massive, massive ripple effects in your energy frequency. Your vibration will rise, and you will have a new spark. And then the next day, do the same thing. So I hope all of this makes sense for you guys. And I hope you guys liked this message this morning. And I am so excited to see what happens. If this is something that you're connected with, you are understanding this is something you need. I am doing One Bright Soul Tribe. It's a group coaching experience that's going to start February 6th. And I really am excited because more than ever, I know my reasoning that Spirit showed me that class, because everything I'm doing with you guys is everything I did for myself. And it literally will shift your mindset. It will change. The commitment will be there. Your habits will become healthier. It's just this love for yourself. You will show up differently. You will feel different. I'm just excited. So I hope all of this makes sense. I hope all of you have a beautiful day. I hope you guys give yourself a big hug, a moment of love today. I hope you guys give yourself that space to create time for you, your connection, your alignment, your purpose. And let me know how this helped you. I would love to hear everyone's messages. All right, guys, have a beautiful Friday, and I will see you guys later. Bye.